Hello, everyone. This is Frizelma, and I am teaching parents. Glad you are here. We are doing a series called Eye of the Parent because the parent needs to be mindful of everything going on with their children. So they need to have that eye that is watching and monitoring their children. We have already gone over part 1 of home, and this is a continuation of home. We talked about routines. So now we're going to talk about something that's probably not as easy to talk about or handle. It will be all tech devices. Now, I've already put out information that on articles that I've read concerning research and doctors who are now saying that our children are spending too much time, screen time, on devices, whether it be telephones or televisions or tablets, laptops, Chromebooks, whatever. They are saying our children are spending entirely too much time, screen time, on these devices. They're also asking that parents limit the time that's spent on devices, and they're asking that they not allow their younger children, newborns, toddlers, to watch a lot of videos on the cell phones and tablets. And I know that a lot of parents take their cell phones and quickly give it to a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, especially if that child gets a bit fidgety or, becomes uneasy and starts to whine. They'll easily just pull up a video and hand it to the child. However, that may not be the best thing for us to do. The research is starting to show things like because the videos and the things on these devices move very quickly and very rapidly. The conversation is quick, the movement is quick, the lighting is very quick. All of that is, they believe, has an effect on how a child's mind processes information. So we're going to talk a little bit about having a routine with all of the tech devices. There should be a specific time in your schedule where your children can use devices. Not all evening and all night. There should be a set time. Many of our children are becoming very lethargic. They're choosing to stay on YouTube 4 or 5 hours in the evening after they've gotten home from school. Some of them are not completing their homework. Some of them are not doing any chores at home. Some of them are not even communicating and engaging with their family in their house because they're on these devices. So, one suggestion is at a certain time, they are allowed to use it. So let's just say from 6 to 7, they can use their devices. FaceTime, friends, what have you. They can use their devices. At 7 o'clock, let's just use that as an example. At 7 o'clock, all devices need to be turned off so you can do other things at home and engage in conversation with the people at home. Also, whatever bedtime you have set, that means devices go off at that time. Now, those of us who are honest about children, we realize that if the devices are all in that child's bedroom and that child's bedtime is 9:30 and the door is closed, there's a good chance that child is still going to use one or more of those devices. Many things happen online. Inappropriate pictures are taken. Young teenagers just exploring things. They're naive. They're taking pictures of body parts and sending them to other children. Much of that is happening in the middle of the night when everyone else is asleep and they still have their devices at their fingertips. When our grandchildren were just slightly younger, I started collecting devices at a certain time of night because they're on our watch when they're here with us. So the eye of the grandparent had to go into effect. And at a certain time, you had up until 10 o'clock, 10:30, to play on your devices, to talk to your friends. But at 10 o'clock or 10:30, whatever time we set, the devices came to me. And they charged in our bedroom so that at night at 2 a.m., because you have insomnia and can't sleep, you're not on the phone or the tablet or what have you, surfing different websites and looking at things you don't need to look at, things that are inappropriate, or having conversations with only God knows who about what. So devices were collected. Yes, at first they complained. That's fine for them to complain. I didn't have a problem with that. All devices still came to our room at 10:30. Now that one is graduating from high school, another is a senior, I don't collect as much, but I have younger ones coming up. When they go to bed, they don't have their devices. As they grow older, 12, 13, 14, 15, they will not keep their devices all night. We as parents have to sometimes make tough decisions. It's not because we're trying to be mean. It's because we're trying to protect our children. We're trying to make sure that predators out there don't get to our children. So please, parents, do not allow your children to have all of their devices in their rooms with the door closed all night, because more than likely, they're going to use those devices. They may not even be the one to initiate. What if the device is on and they get a call or they get a text or somebody FaceTimes them? Well, once they respond, then there's a conversation started at 3 o'clock in the morning. You wonder why some teenagers are sneaking out of the house at that time. Well, they have a plan. They've talked to somebody, FaceTime somebody, made some plans somehow. So we have to be one step ahead of our children, especially our teenagers. We need to be one step ahead of them. So please be careful about all tech devices after a certain time of night. Video games as well. Know what video games your children are playing. Play the game with them so that you can see. You need to know what they are spending their time doing, what they're watching, what they're thinking about, because whatever we see all the time, it's going into our minds. Those are the things that we're going to say and the things that we will more than likely act out at some point. So you need to know what games they're playing. Don't allow them to separate themselves from the family, playing games, video games, and never interacting with the family. There has to be a set time for them to play those games and a time for them to stop. There has to be a time for you to talk with your child, to find out what happened in the day. Good things, bad things, things they wish they can change, how to try to make tomorrow better. Talk to them about your day, things you wish you had changed, things you wish you had handled differently. So let's make sure we engage one another at home and have conversation with one another at home and learn how to be a family. These technical devices don't need to be your child's best friend. They can't be your child's family. So parents, let's be smart about how we allow our children to use these devices and when we allow them on these devices. Remember, we are the eye of the parent. We're doing what needs to be done so that our children can be safe and protected, not get into situations that are more difficult to get them out of. All right? That's it for now. Thank you so much for joining us. Please click that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. You can also follow me on Facebook and hopefully on Instagram for Zelma Teaching Parents. We are here to become the best parents that we can possibly be for our children. If our children deserve the best, let's start with ourselves and be the best we can possibly be. Our mission is to change the world, starting at your house. Remember, I am for Zelma Teaching Parents, only doing what God has called me to do. Thanks so much. See you next time.